Do any of you know what people like Denzel Washington, Brad Pitt, Mario Lopez, Kenny Rogers, Usher, Mark Wahlberg, Cuba Gooding Jr., and many other famous people have in common? Well, they all attended the Boys and Girls Club of America when they were kids. The Boys and Girls Club of America is essentially a nonprofit organization that provides a wide range of programs and activities for young people. Today I want to persuade everyone here to take some time and go volunteer at one of the Boys and Girls Club's local chapters. As I said earlier, the organization does a lot for the youth, so volunteering could really bring a positive influence to a lot of the children. I volunteered at many places that are very similar to the Boys and Girls Club, and have done a lot of research on the Boys and Girls Club and the people that volunteer, so I believe I'm qualified to talk about this topic today. Today I will talk about what the Boys and Girls Club does, their local units, and what it's like to be a volunteer. First, I think it is important to let everyone know what the Boys and Girls Club actually does. Earlier this year, the Boys and Girls Club of America organization stated that the mission of the Boys and Girls Club is to enable all young people, especially those that need us most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. The Boys and Girls Club have many beliefs about what they aim for the whole organization to do, and some of them are to give children a safe and wholesome place to learn and grow, to teach children to have good relationships with responsible role model adults that they can look up to, and to provide life-changing and character-developing experiences. In April of this year, in the journal article, Participation in Boys and Girls Clubs, Motivation and Stage Environment, the research says the Boys and Girls Club is one of the oldest and leading community-based youth development organizations. And right now, the organization serves over 4.5 million kids at over 4,300 clubs nationwide. While looking at the Columbia Electronic Encyclopedia about the Boys and Girls Club, I learned that the sort of places where the organization is held are dedicated and equipped for helping children, and their units are staffed with volunteers and professionals. Since pretty much most of us either live or spend a good chunk of the year here in Southwest Missouri, I think it's important to highlight that there are in fact a few locations of the Boys and Girls Club right here in Springfield. Recently, the Boys and Girls Club of Springfield told us that there are 4 locations here in town. The 4 units are the Stallnaker unit, which is on Fremont, the Henderson unit, which is on West Calhoun, the Musgrave unit, that is on West Madison, and the McGregor unit, that's on South Park. Finally, I want to talk about the importance of being a volunteer. In my audience analysis that I conducted in mid-November, 100% of you said that you could see at some point that you would donate or volunteer at one of the Boys and Girls Clubs. In a research study that was conducted in 2000, a qualitative outcomes study of the Boys and Girls Club program leaders, club members, and parents, many of the youth in this study stated that they think of the Boys and Girls Club as a second home, but also consider many of the volunteers and workers as parental figures and substitute siblings. Often, the children look to the volunteers and workers for guidance and advice, and a lot of the time the volunteers and staff members become confidants for these kids, meaning that many of the children look to the workers before they even look towards their own families, because many of these kids come from broken and dysfunctional families. In the study, many of the members acquired good positive behaviors and attitudes because of the involvement of the volunteers. And essentially, the volunteers and workers teach the children to handle life in responsible, pleasant ways, along with many other aspects to help them through life. Once again, the Boys and Girls Club of Springfield states that they want the volunteers to provide a caring human presence to the youth and give encouragement and support to the kids. After a while of being a member of the organization, the youth begin to respond to the positive reinforcement that they learn from the volunteers, and like I said earlier, that helps them for the rest of their life. In conclusion, I know in the past week that you've heard about a lot of good causes, but after hearing about the Boys and Girls Club and the positive influence that the volunteers have on you, I hope you'll consider to volunteer. Today I've discussed what the Boys and Girls Club does, their local units, and what it's like to volunteer. I hope that you agree that if you volunteer, not only will it make you feel good about doing a good deed, you'll also know that you've helped our nation's future. I know time is precious, but instead of being lazy, you could go out and volunteer, helping the children achieve that better future. If all of us in this very room were to go and volunteer, just think of all the lives that we could change. Like I said, there are 4 units in Springfield. If you would like their addresses, I can give that to you or other information. And if you would like to dig further, you can go to www.bgclubspringfield.org. So let's make a difference and help improve the lives of the youth in our area. Thank you.